Hello everybody. Let me make sure my camera is on. I touched it, but I couldn't see it. Okay, I'm here today for day 2 of ICAD index card a day. And I have an index card, just a 3x5, and I'm going to use the plain side. I've pulled out a bunch of things, and before I lose it, like I did yesterday, I'm going to put my words down. And it's, wouldn't it be great if, and you can add whatever you want to add to that. Wouldn't it be great if, what would you want to say? Let me know in the comments, if you would please, if you have something, a thought. And I always read the comments and I appreciate them very much. I've finally found whatever that is. Like I mentioned yesterday, I do pull a lot of my words from a guidepost. I've got a couple of old guideposts that I got at Goodwill. And I sometimes I'll just sit down with the book and I'll cut some words out and put them in a little container, but I didn't do that for either one of these days. I went through it and this is not working. I'll try it one more time with the pen. Let's see if that'll do it. If not, yeah, there we go. Doesn't take a lot. Wouldn't it be great if, I'll put this down now. If I don't lose the whole thing, I'll be in good shape. And while I've got it here, I'm going to take a Stabilo marks all black. They come in a lot of different colors. I don't know if you knew that or not, but they do. And I have a black and a brown, I think, and a white. I think I've got a white, and what I have here is I have a piece of cheesecloth. I have a piece of paper. I've got a piece of fabric. And I'm going to put it right there so hopefully it won't get lost. This is some watercolor ground, in case you're wondering what that little container is, in case I decide at some point that I want to do watercolor. I would probably put a layer of the ground a day or two in advance. So anyway, so I've got, I have some stencils. I've got a sponge. My timers did not come in there on order. They should be here tomorrow. But so I didn't mean for it to go 20 minutes, like 22 minutes last time. But anyway, that's what happened. And I've got my little container of gesso that I did yesterday, and I'm going to use it from here. Well, before I do that, I got to get my papers down. Let's see. I'm gonna try this again. This giant glue stick. I don't know where I saw this, but I was gluing something that was huge, and I felt like I needed a bigger one. So anyway, I ordered it, and now I thought, well, I'll just use it. Okay, I've got a piece of paper that's got some colors, and these papers came out of those 2 packets that I was using yesterday. Oh, same place. I got those 2 packets. I've got some sheet music here. I told you that Kristen Peterson, who's part of the Ugly Art Club, said they always have to have friends. You have to have a friend. I should have a piece of paper down here so I do not get glue everywhere and then have everything sticking to it. Got this piece that came off of a notepad that was in the paper packet. I'm going to put this down. I just cut it. I've got these stencils, and I've got two things. Let me put the top on this before I spill it. I have two things of Dina Wakley acrylic. This one is minty, and this one is magenta. And, well, before I do that, I'm going to dip this in water and put some marks on here. And if I can find a plain pencil, you would think I would have one around here somewhere, but I might not. I've been working a lot in my living room where the TV is. I might ought to dry this. That's where I did my 100-day project. I painted, did watercolor and painted from in there. All right, so I have a bunch of tapes that I put these on a ring because these are the ones I'm planning on using for this project. And I'm going to take this craft colored masking tape. That's what this is. Let me get over here where you can see what I'm doing. I appreciate all of you that came back after I had taken my break. Okay, so, well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to tear it in half. And I'm going to put part of it here and part of it here. And I've got, there was a piece of corrugated cardboard that was actually in one of the packets. So I'm going to take my distress pad. Let's see what, this one I think is ground espresso, so it's a brown. And I'm going to ink up this. I probably ought to ink those pads, but that'll be for another day. Let's see how this does. Oh, you can barely see it. Let's see what happens if I do black. I've got re-inkers that shows up a little bit better. All right, so I've got that done. I've got this. This was also in the packet, and I'm gonna put this down with 3-in-1 glue because it is a thicker piece of paper, and hopefully this is gonna come out. All right. Put that down. I don't think I'm going to use that pattern paper, but I am going to use this. This was also in the packet, and they had, punched it on a dictionary page. They punched a hole out. And I'm just going to hopefully not tear it. And put this down. Now, I'm going to take my Stabilo again, and maybe, I don't want it that wet, maybe just go around the circle so it shows up. It's got a little bit of that circle, this heavy piece of cardstock. I'm just going to do circles in here. I told you I was thinking about circles, and that's kind of where this is going. All right, so I'm going to put the top back on this glue. And I'm going to add some, well, before I do that, I am going to use some gesso, just to knock it back a little bit. Tie these things together a little bit more. Everybody's got a friend. Okay. Now let's try it. After I get the top back here. Okay, I thought I would take the minty and do some, these are really thick stencils and it's hard to get something through it, but I'm going to try it anyway. And I'm going to pull this paper back in that I used yesterday and put some paint down. Both colors. The minty was new. This is not new. Oh, there we go. That's enough, I think. All right, I'm going to take it and take the minty and put it on my makeup sponge and see if I can get it to go. Yeah, it's working. Through there and get these vines. Let's see how I did. Not too bad. I'll stamp that off a little bit, and then I'm gonna take the circle punch with the pink, the magenta, and just go through this in a few places. Okay, maybe I can't do an even number, so I'll do two, maybe I'll do two halves over here. Well, that's more than a half, but anyway, that's good. And I think, aside from, I did not pull out any of Dina's scribble sticks, so let's see. That's blue. I don't want that. This is aloe, so that's green. And see if I have a magenta. That's not a, yeah, it is a magenta, so we'll use this one. And then the aloe. maybe we'll take out, add some to these little vines that didn't come through so good, so well. Just, if I got another green that I could use. Yes, this one is olive. It's actually my favorite green is an olive green. Still not doing much on the, maybe if I wet it. Okay. I'm gonna dry this one more time. I'm gonna take my Stabilo and go around these circles a couple of times. Right, and let's see about my word here. Maybe I'll put it right there. I didn't time this, but it will tell me how long I went. So I use 3-in-1 glue and also Fabri-Tac, which they're pretty much the same thing. And this is the backing layer is fabric, so that's what I'm going to use. But there is, I mean, it's paper, so that's what I'm going to use, a 3-in-1. Although, you know, I could have used Fabri-Tac. I think they're fairly, I think interchangeable for the most part, I think. Okay, wouldn't it be great if, how would you finish this sentence? Wouldn't it be great if, so that's day 2. Thank you for joining me, and I do hope to see you again tomorrow.